you want to have a cash flow. It's because you want to have a flexible income where you can be getting money residual. I mean, not even residually or annually, regularly, right? Inflow. And you have, yes, an inflow, and you have control over your property.
Controversial from our clients.
Okay.
Saying which one is much better, buying a house for the shortlets or for rental, which one brings more incomes in between that. So who should I start with?
Okay. So me, yes, thank you so much. All right, my name is Samuel Idoko. I'm well privileged and honored to be on set with you. But to me, I would rather prefer buying a house for rental income than shortlets, because I have so many reasons, and I've handled shortlet, and I've managed shortlet before, and I noticed that shortlet costs more to maintain it in time. And if you are buying a shortlet, first thing to think of before buying a shortlet is the area, the accessibility, the locations really matters a shortlet.
Okay.
You understand? So if you are buying a shortlet and you said you want to start a shortlet in Awoyaya, trust me, you won't get that money.
Okay.
That's true.
You understand? So to me, I rather buy a house that I will just rent it out for annual income. And I will get
have your rest of mind.
God bless you. In time of annual income, there's no stress.
True.
Okay.
You understand? There's no need of expenses that furnish the house to the client taste. Once I buy my house, let for the client to do the kind of furniture you want to do in the apartment. You understand? And I don't need to be worried about location. You understand? I can get my house anywhere so far the road is accessible to the clients, to the house. So it's good, but you can't compare. Shortlet is good or fine, but the stress in shortlet. You understand?
You just want to get your mind off the stress.
Every
year, get your residual income.
Yes, and two, something about what I love about housing, rental house than shortlet is, it is not necessary I must be present. You understand? I may be far away for like 10 years. All I need is my income every year.
Yes, that's true.
And the cost of maintenance, the cost of maintaining that house is lesser than doing a shortlet.
Yes.
A shortlet, if you are doing a shortlet, you need 24 hours lights, 24-hour power supply. You need a good water. A lot of things are involved in shortlet, and you must be present. If you are not present, that means within few months or few years, the shortlet will collapse. You understand? But the moment it comes to rental income, man, it's left for the tenant to take care of it. It is important that the house should be in good order, but the stress will not be much than
doing the income.
Yeah, doing
all right, thank you very much for this. So I'm going to pick it up from where it said, the point is said about what's like the returns of maybe investments on it. So when we start with the cash flow, we all know that shortlets return can be compared because it is far higher compared to rental. As much as you do a lot of some level of stress, but those stress has been reduced in this era when it comes to shortlet, because there is now a management team that manage, just like our Viva Vista, when the client was asking, so if I want to use it for shortlet, how do I manage it when I'm not here?
You employ someone to manage the
process. They
manage
the process. They oversee. When they say, okay, do I trust the company? You can put a CCTV camera in front of your house and nobody will, question you for that. It might not be inside for privacy. As I said, income is times 2, times 3 of shortlet. I mean, of rental. You know that you're going into shortlet is because you want to have a cash flow. It's because you want to have a flexible income where you can be getting money residual. I mean, not even residually or annually, regularly, right? And you have an inflow, and you have control over your property. Yes, because rental, the tenant might decide that he's owing money, he does not want to leave at the time he's supposed to leave, and every other thing. But for shortlets, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, maximum 1 month, the person has to leave. So you maintain a control over your property. Unlike shortlet rental that you have to wait a whole 1 year. People just want to have flexibility of income, and the management is not as hard as it used to be if you have a good management company.
Yes, you know sometimes it's come in between. For some certain times you might not really have people that will take that shortlet. Sometimes it will be 2-3 months. In
fact, sometimes the shortlet, the benefit of shortlet to me, shortlet comes since when it's festival period.
But compare the money you're making in that festive period. It has overcome the 1 year rental.
I agree that, you understand. When we talk about rentals, the money may be slow kind of, but it's a long time investment. It's long time, you understand, achievement compared to shortlet. Shortlet, despite the management, if you do not put eyes on those your management, at the end of the day, you may not get nothing from the expectation.
It's not like that. It's not.
Do you know that nowadays people prefer staying in an hotel than shortlets now, because they are not getting what they really want when it comes to 24-hour supply, when it comes to security, when it comes to privacy. They are not really getting it. You understand?
True.
So that is why I prefer, okay.
But do you know that tenants will have drama? A lot of drama attached to tenancy, court issue, unpaid, because if you are looking at the disadvantage part of everything, everything has disadvantage, even tenants. So you have to focus on the advantage. For me, I'll focus on the advantage of Shortlet. When you say people are not taking Shortlet rather than hotel, people still take Shortlet. Family people still take Shortlet because they want to have this convenience. Even single guys, even just newly married people, they want to have this convenience. Okay, the last time, let me cite an example. We went to meet a client at a hotel about 2 months ago, and rigorous amount, he paid about 250 something thousand per night at a hotel, and he only had only one room and some no lunch or breakfast or anything. The only a room with, of course, security and all of that in a hotel, of course. But at the end of the day, he said when he's coming back to Nigeria, rather stay in a Shortlet of maybe a 2-bedroom apartment that given the flexibility of movement, having a kitchen of my own, having a toilet to move around. That means staying in that hotel and pay rigorous money. 1 bedroom of 150,000, let's say 120,000 in Lekki per night, and it will give you the room, the parlor, the kitchen, everything.
But the issue most people have in the Shortlet is that they complain that they don't get the service they paid for. It's
now left for the management to upgrade their service. Because when you're looking at rental too, someone will come to the house, say that this is not well put, this is not this is not that. Though it's a kind of management you do at once. But you that expected a higher return, times 3, times 4, times 5 of your rental income, you rather do a Shortlet. And one thing about Shortlet is strategic location. Just like I'll support your motion regarding the location of rental, you can choose rent another part of place that is not so, but you have to be so conscious about where you're doing your Shortlet. So if the goal is for Shortlet, just do it for Shortlet and you make your money. I'm mounting on the point he said when it comes to cash flow and money. So Shortlet beats it than rental for me, and you have power. But a client can decide I'm coming, like he bought a house for maybe Shortlet, and can decide I'm coming by June. I want to come and stay in my house. At that time, you make the place vacant for him, right, as the owner of the house. But can you do that for rental? I have to wait a whole year. I cannot drive out my tenant.
An agreement signed already.
Yes, you cannot drive out a tenant because but Shortlets, you can make the place vacant for the owner of the house at any time. So as much as both are very good, but you must have your goal for the reason behind.
Okay, I think it's a very good idea for both sides. What I see here is that for both sides, it has the advantage and disadvantage as well.
Yes.
Who want to do business, who's ready to go extra mile to make sure that this Shortlet is in right position and the right place for the client to be able to take it.
Yes, location matters.
And also for the yearly income. Do you understand? Which is, I'm not here for the stress. I'm not here for the drama.
There's always a disadvantage to everything. But you have to weigh your disadvantage. Is the advantage higher than my stress? If I'm not making money out of my stress, I'd rather not do that stress.
So that is why it depends on the client. If you are going for stress, you get more money. But if you are going for less stress,
just do your rental and make your yearly money.
It just depends on the client and their
You're right. That's a very good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.